Hey guys, welcome to today's video. We are going to talk skincare. We're doing a Q&A. I have products to share with you, techniques that involve makeup as well. You're going to see me applying some things, taking some things off, recommending great things, and new skincare techniques. Hacks, if you will. There's a new technique, a very searchable term that I think will be making its round on the internet. It is a nighttime technique that is the updated version, the more effective, in my opinion, version of slugging, which was searched on TikTok 189 million times. So apparently we've been all slugging our skin, going to bed greasy and kind of, I can't get in that. Like the texture of it is just like, they call it slugging for a reason. There's a more glamorous technique, just as effective, again, in my opinion, to seal in moisture. We're going to be talking about that. And P.S. I just started posting every single day on IG, on stories. I know people are like, do reels. And I'm like, I'm going to just tiptoe my way into stories and show up every day. If you want to follow me on IG to see what I look like first thing in the morning with no filter, then check me out at Glam Life Guru. I'm really trying to show up this year for myself as a woman who's gonna be 41 in February, who decided to ditch the needles, the Botox, and take all of the skincare into my own hands at home. And I have learned a thing or two. I've really perfected my routine. You guys know I love skincare. So this is a fun video for me to sit down and chit chat, and we're just gonna get into it all. I asked you guys specifically, like, what do you guys wanna know about products, skincare, Botox filler? And you guys literally, it's just always amazing to me the amount of questions that pile in so quickly. And I'm excited. First up, we are getting to the good, and then we're gonna get to the not good, because I saw some of the questions and some of you guys are like, what's the worst thing that happened with Botox? What's the worst thing that, and I'm like, I have some stories, so we are gonna get there. But we're gonna start with dreamy, juicy, juiced up skin. We're going to be talking about Ulla Henriksen's newest skincare technique. It is called slicking. And I feel like this is so doable in your nighttime routine. You get the kind of results that you want to get if you're putting an extra step in your skincare. To me, this is just like putting that glossy, beautiful, reflective, shiny top coat on your nail polish. Like, a manicure is good, but you know, once you get that top coat on, it is even better. That is what the skincare technique is to me. So you guys know I have not been shy. I have loved on Ulla Henriksen over the past year, sponsored and unsponsored. I can't shut up about the brand. It really works for me. I've turned family and friends onto the brand, and they sent me their newest launch in advance. I have had a little over a month to try this out, and I am just as hooked as I have continued to be hooked on the strength trainer. You guys know when I started using this, I called it my decrinklifier. Is that even a word? It decrinklifys the skin. This helps to strengthen the skin barrier. So if you've had irritated skin, you have skin that just doesn't want to cooperate and those lines are just feeling kind of funky. I hate saying this, it just feels unflattering to the skin, but I'm gonna say it. You know when your skin is like a parchment paper, like it's like a wrinkly paper, and it just needs the right kind of hydration to bring it back to life. That is what this moisturizer does. And everyone that tries it falls in love with it. It has ceramides, which I love, love, love in a cream. It has vegan peptides. We have collagen. I love how this works with my makeup. It does not pull the makeup apart or make it patchy at all. It's the right texture. It gives the right bounce and sheen to the skin. I will be devoted to this cream from here until forever. Like, I actually panic if I am running dry on it, and I just always have to have it on hand. James uses it. He even uses it on his hands. He has the world's, literally the world's most sensitive skin, and he loves this. It does not make his face turn tomato red. So we have that. We're gonna unveil the new. I'm just gonna show you guys. This is honestly a dream come true product. They sent this to me in advance. There was not a talk of sponsorship. They just wanted me to try this. And I love so much when brands send me products in advance. Brands take note. I love it. I want to see what you're hiding. I want to try it out, and have enough time to really get to know a product before I'm bringing it to my audience. So I had enough time to incorporate this gorgeous oil, and it has been a skin smoothing, just delicious part of my routine for the past month, which for me, this is the month where my skin just goes, I have the fireplace going, I have the heat on, it is dry outside. My hands are even more dry right now. Just the skin is really just like turning into a raisin, and I would like it to be a grape, So we got to go the extra little bit to cushion the skin up. And that is where this gem comes in. So this is the Hydrabarrier Nourishing Face Oil. The ingredients in here are very clean. The fragrance in here is very undetectable. I feel like when you read the ingredient listing, the fragrance is really just to make the product enjoyable. It's not like, oh my gosh, this is like floral and like crazy scented. It's not at all. This does have the clean at Sephora little sticker. I was going to say emblem. What are we calling that? The seal? The seal. Hydrabarrier Nourishing Face Oil. This has cloudberry oil, vegan peptides, which you want. You want peptides everywhere in your skincare that you can. I love a good peptide, oil, cream, all the peptides. Give me the peptides. This really will help those fine lines. This will help prevent any premature aging. We have vitamin E, and I'm in love with how quickly this seals into the skin. It's not a grimy, greasy oil, but it is powerful. You wake up in the morning and your skin does feel and look visibly softer. So I want to share with you what slicking is, and it is simply doing your nighttime routine. So what we're going to do right now is jump to me taking off my makeup. So the first thing I do in my nighttime routine, I cleanse the face. I tend to double cleanse if I'm wearing makeup that day. If I'm not wearing makeup, then I do a quick cleanse. I move right into my toner. I move then into a serum, and then I put on my moisturizer, and here is where the fun starts. So I am going to, of course, use my strength trainer. It's a nice cushy moisturizer. These two go hand in hand. They work beautifully together, and I can always count on my skin looking very smooth and plumped, the fine lines being softened in the morning when I use this powerhouse combo. They do work better together. So you put on the strength trainer, massage that into the skin, have yourself some spa time, a little moment, let it sink in. I am one of those people that does believe in giving about a minute. You don't need to be crazy and set a timer or anything, but take a minute in between steps and let one product absorb, do its thing before moving into your next step. So what I do to slick the skin instead of slug the skin. Now, slugging the skin is something that was popular over on TikTok, and that is simply taking a more petroleum-based, kind of gooey Aquaphor-esque last step. And everybody's raving, oh my gosh, you wake up, your skin is so plump, this, that. I saw people doing this. And I will tell you, I had a flashback to me being 16 and rubbing Vaseline on my skin, and it gave me the worst breakout of my life. My pores were so clogged, never again. So when I see stuff that's really thick, I think I just have this like past trauma about it where I'm like, absolutely not. I'm not doing that. So, but I don't slug my face. I do slick my face. So what that is taking the moisturizer, you put the oil on top as your last step. Think of it as something that is sealing everything in. What you don't want to do is an oil and then your moisturizer. Do it the other way around. I've even done this down the décolleté, the décolletage, the necklatage, as I like to call it, because you do not want to leave this area out of the mix. Okay, I am going to be that woman. What am I doing? I'm going to flash. Like, what? You guys are like, what are you doing? I'm very pleased, happy, content with my neck situation and my chest situation. I do not have damage or lines, and I have been that person from the time I was in my 20s that always in my head I was like, skincare does not start at the chin to the forehead, like take it down the neck. Take your oil, go on the face, take your oil on the neck, massage, massage. Any excess that I have, I think it's a friendly time to put it on the cuticles, get a little bit on the elbows, and you are good. All right, so that is the nighttime slicking routine. This is the new gem from Ole Henriksen. You can find this at Sephora. It is $58. You will not go through this bottle quickly. A little goes a long way. And I have one more technique that I wanted to share with you guys just for fun, because I've been using this during the day as well, because I'll confess, I'm kind of the person that, when I joke around saying more is more, like, I'm like, if one is good, two is better, right? Like, I'll have a second serving. And I just wanted to find a way to get this into my daytime routine, but you don't want to put an oil all over the face underneath your makeup. What you can do is very skillfully take your makeup on a plate, in a bowl, on the palette of your choosing, take your foundation. I do exactly 2 squirts of the Revlon foundation, which I'm loving right now. And then I'm very careful. I use 1, not like 2, 1, that's it. I use 1 drop. I mix it up. And then I have Foundation Success. It helps the foundation to thin out a little bit, to not crease as much, to sink into the skin more evenly. It doesn't patch as quickly. So there's benefits to using a drop of oil in your makeup to begin with. If you find a good oil that your skin agrees with that has all those added anti-aging benefits and peptides, then that's just a win. So I love to add a drop of oil to my foundation currently. I am all about it. And I have been having some epic makeup days. All right, there you have it for the new one from Ole Henriksen. Definitely check this one out. It is worth a look. Go feel it, feel that texture in Sephora, and let me know if you try it out, what you think. Because I know that we all, there are so many of you guys, you're on this train with me, and we DM about it. And I'm curious if you're gonna add this in, if you have the same incredible results. Let's continue, shall we? Do eye creams really work? For me, they sure do. I also wanna say that if you don't wanna spend the money and you feel a little lazy, you can just take your moisturizer up all the way. It's gonna kind of do the same thing. I like to have the advantage of a reflection if I'm using a cream in the morning. Like the Banana Bright has that kind of almost makeup-y quality to it that helps your concealer look better. So I like that. And I like the ritual of putting on an eye cream. It just kind of mentally makes me feel a little bit better. But do I think you have to have it? No, I don't. I don't know. How do you guys feel about that? Did you have your filler dissolved? When I stopped doing Botox and filler, I did not go and get it dissolved, but I did at one point have lip filler that migrated up a little bit, and it was driving me nuts. I could feel it underneath the skin, and I'd smile and there would be this hard ball, and it seemed to progressively get worse, and it freaked me right out. I was able to go and get it dissolved, and it did dissolve and it was fine, but it really was the first time that I started thinking, this stuff could move around and migrate, and I had gotten filler underneath my eyes. We're gonna just out me right now, okay? Because she has been filler free for over a year and a half, for a while. So I don't think I have anything left. Definitely don't have any Botox left in my face at all. And I don't want to shame anyone that's still doing that. I did it. I just had a few issues, and it kind of made me go, is this worth it financially? And then could this in the long term maybe be making me age faster? And then I did have one time where I had a bulge on the side of my face, and I just started feeling like it was too much anxiety of what if I bruise? What if something moves around and goes wrong? What if it looks weird? Because I had that happen a few times too, where I'm I just don't look like myself, and I know this will dissolve out, break down in the body and all of that, but I had that one wacky thing where I was ugh, and it bugged me. Long story long. You can get it dissolved. You can, and that will work. But do you really want to have to like go and like it can bruise and then you have to wait for swelling to go down and it kind of like puts you out of feeling your best for a minute and it costs money too. So there's that. Would you recommend Botox for deep lines as a one-time thing or must you maintain it? That's the other thing with Botox. You have to maintain it if you want the effect to stay. So it is an every 3 months or so process. I would go maybe 6 months sometimes. Like I wanted movement in my forehead. I never wanted to be that like, even though sometimes your body reacts differently and it will do that. I did have a few occasions where like my brows were like pressed down and like that was wild. I'm like, oh my gosh, I've ruined my face forever. What have I done? And like you feel all sorts of weird feelings about it, but you do have to keep up with it. As far as filling a deep line, you want to use filler for that. Botox will only temporarily paralyze the muscle. I did it a lot. I admit it. And I loved my smooth forehead sometimes. Like that's the thing that's wild is now I look in the mirror and I have a great skincare routine. You guys know I put the effort in, but it is a crazy thing to age, to look in the mirror and be like, wow, like I don't know if any of you else who are aging with me that are like going through this process in life, you're like, wow, it's happening. You really have to deepen your spiritual stretch of like accepting yourself and loving yourself for who you are and not just how you look. And that's its own head game because man, do we value our appearance so much here on planet Earth. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I like looking pretty too, but it's so, you get in that headspace of like, it's the only thing that matters and that's not healthy. And then the other thing I was thinking about like before sitting down and doing this video that is so filth is, and it's because I got sent in my DMs the funniest hate, like literally, like it made me laugh because this person was aggressively coming after Puka and was like, you're ugly ass dog. You're ugly dog. Look at that ugly dog. And I'm like, first off, if you think Puka Shell is ugly, I'm just going to go ahead and say, you've got some issues because he is like a little just fluff ball of love and he's adorable. He is a very cute dog. But this person was like railing on my age and they're like, what do you do all day, old woman, playing with makeup? And I'm like, it just has never changed. Like the ageism has never changed. When I started out, I was 27, 28. And I would get people being like, you look like a 40-year-old woman. And now that I am a 40-year-old woman, I'm like, and what's wrong with 40? Please tell me what's wrong with 50? What's wrong with 60? When are we going to stop shaming people for a process in life that, praise God, if you're here long enough to pass those milestones, is inevitable? So I'm just always like, what the heck? With the whole aging thing, it just blows my mind. And yes, I just love my dog so much. How much did you spend on Botox? Botox is really expensive, you guys. I would spend thousands, like thousands on thousands on thousands. And I would be like, it's for my job. I need to look beautiful for my job. No one will watch me if I don't do this. I would spend so much money. And I will say this, if you decide to go and get Botox, do not, under any circumstance, go to like the coupon place. I'm embarrassed to say this. I went in like my Coupon Saver or like Penny Saver, like the real kind of not the cleanliest place because I was like, I'm broke and I want Botox. And it's like special $5 a unit. And I had a really bad experience. So I would say make sure you do some research, go to a reputable place and pay the appropriate amount. Don't cheap out when it comes to injecting things in your face. It can get expensive. And if you have to struggle to put the pennies together to get something like Botox, don't do it. Like just absolutely, you don't need it. And I hope that I can be a voice of reason and share with you guys that you can be functioning and happy and beautiful without all of that. What do you think of home facial steamers? I actually love them. I love that. And back in the day, before I had a fancy steamer, I would actually do the, put some tea in a pot with water, boil it, and do like the towel and get a good steam that way. I think it's really nice. How do you get bigger looking lips without any filler? You line your lips. There also are lip plumpers. See, a lot of people are asking questions like this. How do you apply products from thinnest to thickest or the other way around? What you want to do is get that cream and then the oil. So I always cleanse, tone, serum or your treatment, moisturize, oil. That is my 5-step night routine. If I am feeling fancy and I want 2 more steps, I will do an eye cream and a lip balm. Usually that's in my nightstand, but that's it. It doesn't take me that long. How do you keep consistency with routine and how long do you usually test the product? I like to give skincare a solid month. And as far as consistency, fear is a big motivator. Sometimes we overlook that. And I think what I went through with having acne as a teen, I personally felt traumatized by it. And it made me very consistent with my skincare. I am not someone ever that will fall asleep with my makeup on. And I do try to keep my routine as simple as I can. I know it seems like a lot of steps, but when you're just, cleansing and then you're getting that serum, you're putting the moisturizer on, it only takes a few minutes. And I think your skin being good is worth that time more than many other things like nighttime scrolling on the phone. We're all guilty of it. We're like, I don't have any time. It's just too much of a commitment. And, if you look at your screen time and you're like, oh my gosh, I am on my phone a lot. Wow. You know what I'm saying? You just got to make it that priority. Do you miss your Botox and filler? I've kind of already whined and moaned and groaned about this. Yeah, there are moments like I'll take a photo and I'm like, oh my gosh, like that's not me. Like that's not me. Yeah, sometimes I'm like, oh man, but I feel that my eyes look more sparkly and bright, that my smile is more my unique smile, my essence. When I have full function of being able to move my face, I just personally feel that way. I could be wrong, but I'm happier being able to fully emote. And I mentally feel better not being a slave to this system of utter perfection to the point where you're shoveling over thousands of dollars to be smoothed out. You know what I'm saying? To each his own. I've definitely had those seasons in my life where I'm like, I love this. I'll never change it. And I think that's fine. But this is the big but. Okay. I do feel that if you are going too hard with the Botox for too long, you are either signing yourself up for needing to stay there. So you might want to think about like the lifelong financial commitment, time commitment, that you are putting a neurotoxin in the body, be it a small amount, and that it is FDA approved and all of that. So I don't want to get in that, war with you guys of like, it's safe, it's not safe. Like, it's in the hands of a professional, can be safe. But over a lifetime, like we haven't been alive as long as Botox has been around. Like we don't know what will happen to someone that's been getting Botox for 70 years. You know what I'm saying? And sadly, kids are getting these procedures done younger and younger, which I think is super alarming, which leads me to my point. If you paralyze a muscle for a prolonged period of time, that muscle is going to lose its ability to thrive, function, do what it needs to do. So if you're not working out, let's say that you're like, I was a bodybuilder and now I'm just like, I'm done with the gym. I'm done with it, right? Your skin around the muscle, it kind of starts to like droop and it's frozen and it's weakening. And I just feel like your muscles in your face likely weaken over time. And if we're paralyzing them for such an extended period of time and then you stop getting it, what's your face going to look like? I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. Like, don't come for me. In my head, I'm thinking that could alter the look of your face, potentially in a negative way. And I'm going to do what I can to age gracefully and to have fun playing with product, taking care of my skin at home. I'm not opposed to a laser or a treatment that is advanced in technology, not at all. But for me right now, I just was getting too like too far with it and it was mentally not good for me. I've also heard crazy stories of people having like horrific things happen with headaches, nerve pain, blindness. Like it's not a risk-free procedure. Like we need to be kind of honest about that as well. You know what I'm saying? Oh my gosh. Have you ever done BBL? Have you seen my butt? I am like pancake woman. If I did have a BBL, that doctor is fired because I am trying to lunge my way to success. I don't think I will ever have a curvy booty. That's just it's not for me in my genetic makeup. I missed out on that. Dang it. But no, I have never had a BBL. Okay, I think we're going to be done because I am just sitting here. Did my mirror, oh my gosh, I have out-talked my mirror. There's like a timer where it dims. So the lighting got a little low. I don't really know when that happened, but it got more intimate and low. We're gonna say our farewells. I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with me. Let me know if you try out the new Ula product, the gorgeous oil that you can slick your skin to success with. Wake up with the most gorgeous, hydrated skin. I really love it. And I hope you guys check it out. I love you all so much. Go have a good one, whatever you are doing, and I will see you guys in my next video. Mwah.